It's raining, it's pouring. Well, it's not doing either of those right now, but it's going to eventually do both. It doesn't matter. Let's hop into the video. Hello, my name is Grace, and welcome to my evening space. So I thought I'd sit down and record another one of my chatty skincare videos because I like skincare and I like to chat. Also, if anybody is wondering how I got this look, you should click the link and watch my Dynamite inspired makeup look tutorial thing. Can I call it a tutorial? I'm scared of calling it a tutorial. I don't want people taking notes from me. You're not gonna learn nothing about makeup from me. I'm just having fun. But yes, definitely you should go there and watch it. It was a grand old time coming up with it. And honestly, I think the final results were really cute. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about skin, specifically 5 common mistakes that I see people make that you don't have to be a dermatologist to avoid. Simple as that. Honestly, when it comes to skincare mistakes, I'm still making them. And although I feel like my friends now are associate me with skincare, I can say, at least for me, it's only been 4 years, but 3 years, 3 out of those 4 years have been the ones where I've actually been doing things that make sense. Year 1, we were throwing things up against the wall and hoping for the best, quite frankly. So year 1, we don't talk about, but from years 2 through 4, that's when I've been really, reading the science journals and getting into skincare. But regardless, I still make mistakes. I still do things I shouldn't do because at the end of the day, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not an esthetician, and I'm not a scientist. I make the blunders. So if I make the blunders, there's probably plenty of other blunders the everyday average person who doesn't really care what they use to clean or wash their skin with are making as well. So let's hop right in. Mistake number 1, thinking your face being dried out is equivalent to your face being clean. This was something I was very much guilty of, and I talk about it in my examination of all my Innisfree skincare. But the whole idea that in order to get your face as clean as possible and as acne-free as possible, you have to dry out every single pimple and piece of oil and everything on your face. If your face is not cement dry, then are you doing it right? Well, yeah, you probably are. This is especially the case for people with oily skin, because I feel like if you have dry skin, you're honestly probably scared to wash your face in general because you're just hoping for the best. And so this is not really a concern for them. But people who have oily skin, I've found that my friends who have oily skin oftentimes are their preferred toners are 100% witch hazel, 95% alcohol formulated toners. And that's not to say witch hazel is the demon ingredient. I think formulated at the hands of scientists in the proper product, I think it works really great. But I have found 100% of witch hazel is a bit too harsh and a little bit too drying just to take that and smother all over your face. And the same with alcohol. And this is because the idea is that a toner is providing the last step, the last cleansing step in your routine. And it can. And I've tried many toners that have done so. Ones that I can just think off the top of my head. Secret Key has a wonderful toner range. I love all of them. And their witch hazel toner was I used it for 6 months straight, adored it. Innisfree's pore clearing toner, you can hear how I feel about that in my previous Innisfree video. L'Oreal actually has 100% free alcohol toner that I actually really like, which is surprising because I normally don't really like drugstore American skincare unless it's Cetaphil or CeraVe. However, your face, think of your skin as like a seesaw. If you go way too far into one side, the other side will pop up. So if you dry your skin out so much, your skin will react accordingly. And if in the case of the oily skin folks, most of the time it means it's gonna triple up on oil production. So I dealt with this a lot when I was younger. My skin was quintuple the amount of oil production because of the fact that I was drying it out so much. My face was okay, well, I guess I'm gonna make even more oil so that we're not so dried out. And so therefore makeup didn't last on me. I broke out even more. And it was just this never ending cycle. And so then I learned about the Eastern viewpoint on toners, where I realized it's more about hydration. And if you hydrate your skin, aka give your skin water back, then you kind of balance out that seesaw. And so your skin is not so tempted to overproduce a ridiculous amount of oil. And also hydrating toners can really help people who have dry skin, because again, it's about the hydration and that water that your innermost layers of skin is missing out on. Another half of that is using a really harsh cleanser. I personally double cleanse. I like to call mine the triple cleanse because I double cleanse twice. I double cleanse once to take off makeup, twice to actually do the double cleanse, and then I wash my face with my cleansers. Because of that, by the time I hit the toner stage, I'm not even looking for it to clean nothing because my face is clean. But my face is not dry. First step cleansers are amazing because they tend to be more hydrating and nourishing formulas. If you're using straight up oil, milks, like they tend to be less drying off the bat, so you can really go about that really harsh part of your skincare routine, because cleansing your face genuinely is the harshest part of your skincare routine. You may not think so, but that is probably where the most damage can happen to your face, because you are scrub-dub-a-dubbing, and it's like the same thing as if you, like when you were younger and like parent, and like if you've ever had a parent scrub your body down raw when you were like 7 years old to make sure you didn't bring dirt into their house and your whole skin was like red and itched and just uncomfortable. That can kind of happen to your face, and as a result it can produce more damage in the future because your face is so raw and like irritated essentially. So you don't really want to irritate your face in the process of cleansing it, because you're supposed to be helping your face in the process of cleansing it. People who wear a lot of SPF, people who wear a lot of makeup, whatever it may be, people working in the mines, sometimes the dirt and the product and oil and everything on your face is really tough to get off. And so that's when we become harsher with our cleansers. We scrub a little bit too hard. We do all these things. We take the makeup wipe when we're a little bit too aggressive. And in doing so, we're actually bringing about more damage than if we got a quality double cleanse, a quality oil cleanser, whether it's a cleansing balm, a cleansing oil, a cleansing milk. Sometimes they have like even a micellar water if you really like have super sensitive or super like dry or skin that just can't handle anything. A quality micellar water, whatever it is, that acts as that first cleanser, and then you come in with your regular cleanser that now doesn't have to do as much, because oil cleansers are oil soluble, so it's going to get all the oil soluble things. It also includes some of the sebum tucked deep in them pores. That also includes SPF, that includes makeup, grime, and all that stuff. And then your regular cleansers, which are water soluble, so are not going to dissolve those things, can now focus on dissolving the other things that need to be dissolved, basically everything else. And so the combination of both leaves you with a really super baby smooth, soft, and smooth face. You should never leave your cleansing step where you should never dread cleansing. You should never feel like, oh my gosh, this is the worst part of my routine. My face is always so dry. It's always so irritated. It's always so whatever. If that's what's happening, probably switch the product you're using. There's so many types of water-based cleansers, whether they're foaming, milky, creamy, jelly, hydrating. Maybe in the future, I'll do a full video dedicated to cleansers and just talk about the different types, who should use them, etc., etc., etc. But there's just so many types. So if your cleanser that you're using now causes you more pain than it does bring you joy, switch it out. You can have a super clean face, but your face does not need to be ashy, leery, dry. It just doesn't. Okay, next. Mistake number 2 you don't need to be a dermatologist to avoid: excessive tugging when removing makeup. This is for my makeup wearers, my gals, my pals, and my non-binary friends. If we're putting on makeup, we gotta be a little bit kinder of how we take it off. There's so many times I've seen my friends take off makeup and their faces are either bright red, their eyes are slightly puffy, like their faces are so clearly irritated because they went about taking off their makeup like they were This Is Sparta. Like they were casted in 300 and they were going to war with their face. It is part of the reason I personally have major gripes with makeup wipes. Everybody has their opinion on makeup wipes. I'm of the opinion is that they suck. They suck. I hate makeup wipes. No, I hate them. No, because I hate them. No, I said what I said, I hate them. I am the friend that when I go to a sleepover, there's a cleansing balm. in my bag. Like, that's literally why I have cleansing oils and cleansing balms. Cleansing oils don't travel well, cleansing balms do. I cannot be near a makeup wipe. I can't. And here are my reasons. One, they don't take off makeup that well. Sue me. They don't take off makeup that well. You would honestly be better off with soap and water. Like, a makeup wipe, to me, is ideal for a situation where you may have drank too much water at the bar and you walk sideways into your bed, but you don't want to get makeup on the pillow. So then you do a little makeup wipe situation. Then I'm like, okay. But for your everyday makeup remover, so here are the alternatives. One, for removing eye and lip makeup, because sometimes you're in the situation where you don't want to take off your whole face, but you want to take off your eye and lip makeup. I would recommend getting an eye and lip remover, like a micellar water. I currently use the Holika eye lip remover. I love her. I think she's great. The reason I really like her is because with that, I can just pour some on a cotton pad, lay it down on my eye, literally sit it there, and then sweep. It's the most perfect, idyllic situation. I adore that product. I have found that one cotton pad takes off, with an eye and lip remover, takes off my entire face versus 3 makeup wipes in order to do so. Because makeup wipes, they don't put nearly enough makeup remover on each wipe so that you keep using more wipes and then empty out the makeup wipe case and then you buy another one and the cycle continues. Because of that, the result is you have to tug and scrub real hard to get some of your makeup off. And your eye area is so gentle. The skin around your eyes are so very delicate. Even when I put on skincare, I try to be delicate. And sometimes I even get annoyed at myself sometimes when I'm applying makeup because I'm like, ooh, I was a little too rough around my eye area, because the eye area is so delicate. You don't just want to be like, you don't want that. That's not what we want. Cleansing balms, cleansing milks, cleansing jellies melt your makeup away. And then all you have to do is emulsify them, aka add water, further melt it away, rinse it off, and you're good to go. I just would recommend a double cleanse in general, because excessive tugging around the eye is just not it. And we don't want to cause premature wrinkles. Honestly, not when the world is so shitty that everything else is going to give you wrinkles anyways. Why give yourself wrinkles when society is going to give you wrinkles out of stress? Think about that one. Number 3, assuming you're a dermatologist or esthetician at home. I personally don't like natural skincare products. Everybody has their own preference. I personally stay away from things that are not formulated in the lab because I didn't get a degree. Everybody's to their own. Some people are like, nope, I only want it made in my kitchen. And go ahead with your yourself. You got that. That will never be me. And the reason I kind of think it can be quite a bit of a skincare mistake is when you start taking ingredients that are kind of temperamental and just assuming that you are Bill Nye the Science Guy, and so you're gonna make it work for your face. Main culprit is lemon. Raw lemon. Now, there's debates about lemon and coconut oil as well, being ingredients that are irritating, and in coconut oil's case comedogenic, all this stuff. But honestly, if those two products were formulated in a product with it and, scientists put their foot in it and they did all they needed to do, then I'm not gonna run screaming. I do stay away from coconut oil stuff in general because for me, I personally will break out. But not everybody's like that. Some people really like coconut oil products and it works. However, just taking those two things on their own and, just putting a cotton pad and lemon and then using that as your toner. Lemon's pH is around like 4. That's way too acidic to be on your face on its own in 100% concentrate. Like, that's way too acidic. You want your pH on your face to stay between 5 and 7. That's around, certain things will be a bit too basic or acidic and it can quote unquote throw off your pH balance. So that's why you see some toners that are like, it's about this toner will balance your face before you go into anything else, because like certain soaps like Dove is super basic in pH, and so when you wash your face with Dove, yeah, you've thrown off the pH of your skin. A toner, quote unquote balancing toner, might help fix that. That's what the blogs say. Who knows? Well, someone knows, but that's not the point. The point is, you don't want to just be taking any old ingredient from your kitchen and putting it on your skin because you have no idea what that will do to your face. I've had friends develop sensitivities in their skin literally based on the fact that they were using straight up lemons and coconut oil on their face only, to the point where they literally built sensitivities up and their skin started breaking out at the drop of a hat. My mom, an avid user of lemon in her skincare to brighten up the face and brighten up the pits and brighten up whatever, now is dealing with lots and lots of sun damage, because the amount of sun damage that can occur. I like to think of lemon as the bleach of skincare. Do you bleach some things in your closet? Yeah. Do you want to bleach everything in your closet? Probably not, because then your whole closet will smell and be bleached. Also, you may be able to bleach your favorite shirt once, but if you keep bleaching your favorite shirt, by the time you get to the 50th bleach, you don't have a favorite shirt anymore. So that's kind of how I view just putting on straight up raw lemon. You may start to see really good benefits in the beginning, but by the time you add a couple years onto that, then you're now looking at a shirt that's been bleached 300 times. The risk of brightening, hyperpigmentation, and whitening and all those other things that lemon could do for your face, a little too colorist for me. But also, I don't like the idea that I'm gonna risk my beautiful ebony tone so that I can get rid of a couple dark marks with an at-home lemon remedy, when I could like just go into the store and buy something that I know was formulated by scientists' hand, because these scientists need to make money, so they make quality products. Not always, but a lot of the time they're trying to, at least. Natural versus chemical skincare, whatever people say it is, everything's a chemical if we're being real honest, if y'all looking at your periodic tables. But yeah, no, it's a no for me, dog. Also, when you use coconut oil to take off makeup and as a first cleanse, know that coconut oil is not designed to emulsify, so you will have to work double duty to make sure you remove that coconut oil going forward. So let's leave lemon at the door, and maybe y'all can put it on your bodies. I won't be putting coconut oil on my bodies, but if y'all want to do that, sure. But let's go ahead and leave the lemon at the door. Is that cool with everyone? Sorry, don't want to hurt no feelings. Like, come on. Number 4, equating price with quality. Not always is the best skincare $150 per bottle, but not always is the cheapest skincare the best skincare. You just gotta find the in-between and what works for you. I think what's great about skincare, SkinTube as I like to call it, growing in size, is that there's so many YouTubers and so many creators on the space who have tried so many products. You can go and look at the reviews and find the one that works for you, and all types of great stuff like that. And also, just in general, I feel like when it comes to that whole like luxury is better, or like cheap minimal packaging and all that stuff is better, I think we also have to remind ourselves everyone's face is different, and also the experience people are looking for with skincare is different. Some people are looking for a specific super luxe experience, so yeah, you will be reaching for the Tatchas and the Tatcha only. Some people are looking for a very clinical, straight to the point experience. Yes, you will be reaching for CeraVe and The Ordinary only. Some people, me, are looking for the in-between, and yes, I will be reaching for one of the 800 brands that I use. We don't have to talk about me. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about me. That's not why we're here. But it's not really a good idea, and it is a big mistake to just assume a product is gonna be better because it costs more, or a product's gonna be worse because it costs less. The dupes exist for a reason, and dupes don't always mean that the product is bad. Not wanting to spend $150 for SK2 does not mean that when you go and pick up the $30 Neogen, that the $30 Neogen will now not give you the result that you need. And that same thing applies where if you can't afford the Neogen, $30 Neogen, you getting the $8 𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒔𝒕, you're still gonna get a quality experience. There's so much that goes into formulation of skincare. And yes, there are some products that you can just look at them and you're like, you are poorly formulated. But that is part of the reason I don't even really get my skincare from the States a lot, because in America, unfortunately, a lot of the times, outside of really, household names like CeraVe and Cetaphil, a lot of these other brands really really, are just throwing your standards, the standards that we made up in 1982, they're throwing them in a sheet mask and they're selling it to you. So yeah, there's some that, yeah, the cheaper price doesn't mean much. But that's why I really like Korean and Eastern skincare, because that complete loss in regulation and a complete loss in quality and value is not really allowed over there. And that makes for really quality skincare kind of in any price bracket for any person. So yeah, don't always equate the quality of your product based off of the price. Equate it with other things. Is it formulated with anything that you might be allergic to? Is it formulated to do the thing you need it to do? Is it, you know, there's so many things that go into choosing what kind of skincare you want for your own face. So don't necessarily let price point be the thing that tips you off. Other things will tip you off, whether a product is bad or not. Finally, the last and the most messed up thing that I see happen way too much, and it's just like, whoa, under applying sunscreen. I honestly see this happen more with Black people than I see with anybody else, but maybe it's also because I surround myself with Black people. Under applying sunscreen. Y'all, I get it. Listen, I get it. I know what it feels like to put on a sunscreen and have it look like I'm auditioning to play Marie Antoinette. I know what that feels like. And I know what it feels like to put on a thick sunscreen and it smells like the beach, but not in the way that you want. And it's so uncomfortable and it's grody. I know. Trust me, I know. But please, friends, everyone, please apply sunscreen and apply so much more than you're actually applying. Let me show you how much of sunscreen you should really. This is the Innisfree sunscreen, SPF 15. If you watch my other video, you'll recognize it, so you know I hate it. But that's fine, that's not why we're here. I'm just here to show you how much of this product should be applied. How much is an acceptable amount of this here terrible product? I say terrible for this product because this product is terrible, but obviously we all know SPF is not terrible. This 2 fingers worth of SPF. Honestly, I say minimum, because quite frankly, you can, in my opinion, you can't over apply sunscreen, really, truly, but you can under apply it. And so about 2 fingers is how much you want to wear to not under apply sunscreen, especially if, honestly, wear even more, because realistically, y'all not reapplying. You should be. Let me say it again. Y'all should be. Again, for the people in the back, y'all should be reapplying. But I know, folks, because I'm out here struggling to get my friends to apply sunscreen in the first place. So I'm gonna focus on the first application, and then we can talk about how can we go about doing the second application, whether it's over makeup, whether it's all that stuff. I have all those tips and tricks, because guess what? I reapply. Even with all this happening, I reapply. That's not the point. The point is, under applying sunscreen, you need to have sunscreen to cover every part of your face. Ears, hairline, neck, whatever the sun's gonna see. I also have a separate body sunscreen because that's how much we need it. Think sunscreen, emphasis on screen. When you look at sunscreen, literally think of it as a clear screen. Now, if you only apply this much of that clear screen, this is how much of that clear screen will be covered. If you apply this much of that clear screen, this is how much of that clear screen will be covered. You need to apply enough sunscreen to do that. Otherwise, what are you doing? The sunscreen I use and I love, and she's my mama and she's a baddie, is the Dear Klairs Soft Airy UV Essence sunscreen. And my other go-to is Misha. Misha has like 5 different sunscreens. Ooh, it's coming down hard outside. Misha got like 5 different sunscreen. Honestly, they're all good. Can't go wrong with literally any of them. Those are like my go-to sunscreens. Why? They're chemical sunscreens, so therefore they blend, like melt in. Both of them have fragrance, but they're not really aggressive. And so it's like a really luxe experience. More so Misha, Dear Claire's one is not that great of a smell, but the Misha one is such a lovely smell. Ooh, it's raining really, really hard. Apologies if you can hear the rain in the background. It's coming down hard down here in the South. So both of them have a little bit of fragrance. The Misha one is a little bit more enjoyable of a fragrance for me. And what I like about Misha's SPFs, they have so many. They have their milks, they have their essences, they have their blocks, they have their creams. All of them melt so beautifully into the skin. No white cast, period. So affordable. I get mine off Yes Style, and it ranges anywhere between $7 to $15 depending on the formulation and the consistency. Such a good SPF. Although people felt all types of way about Fenty Beauty and, you know, that fragrance debate. But regardless, what was really, really great is that Rihanna launched an SPF and got the locals talking about SPF. Here are the reasons why you want to wear an SPF. 1, 90%. Studies have shown that 90% of damage to your face, whether it's aging, whether that's hyperpigmentation and burning, whether that's sensitivities, wrinkles, whatever, come from the sun. The sun has such a large impact on our skin. If you go through all the trouble of having a skincare routine, whether your skincare routine is between 3 steps or 15 steps, if you're gonna go through all the trouble of doing all that to take care of your skin and you don't have an SPF, then you might as well not, because the sun will reverse all that damage. I promise you, the sun will reverse all of that. Everything. It'll reverse everything that you just done, and you should have just sat there and ate your food, because without the SPF, you're seeing no result. Once I started wearing sunscreen on the regular, the amount of improvement I saw in the overall health of my skin was insane. I saw a reduction in wrinkles forming around my face, which it's like, I'm baby. So me getting wrinkles around my face had me anxious. I saw a wonderful reduction in that. I saw a reduction in how many dark spots I was getting from all the pimples that I kept popping, even though I know I shouldn't be popping them. It's okay, I wear pimple patches now, but still, sometimes they get me. I saw a reduction in how tight my face would feel by the end of the day. Have you ever just had like a long day outside and then your skin feels tight? I saw a reduction in that. I call it the leather, when your skin gets leathery. Saw a reduction in that. My skin just got so much healthier once I incorporated SPF that I enjoyed using. Now, applying my sunscreen is my favorite part of my whole routine. I do not, even if I stay inside and I don't do anything, I will put on SPF. There are some days, don't judge me, where I wake up and I'm feeling really lazy and I know I'm gonna be in bed all day, so I don't really wash my face. Again, don't judge me, I'm human. Those days, I will still get up, go to my counter, put on my SPF, and get right back in bed and turn on 𝒉𝒐𝒎𝒆. That's how much I don't play when it comes to SPF, because it really is the pinnacle of any routine. If you have a skincare routine and you don't have SPF, you're doing it wrong. I promise you. Everything else is a little bit more up for debate. That one is not. Everyone needs an SPF. SPF is that girl. Okay, that's just what it is. The SPF is the most popular girl in school, and she earned that. She's a prom queen. And if y'all don't like her, y'all can switch schools, because she run this, okay? Yeah, I think that's all for today in terms of my 5 little tips and tricks. If you want to see more of these, like the video, comment down below your favorite part and what else you want to see. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads and you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you again for coming over to Grace's evening space, and I will see you shortly. Adios. Stream Dynamite for clear skin. JK double cleanse for clear skin. Bye. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.